Hello, young man. I'm here to talk to you about something that I believe is extremely important. Not just for me, but for anyone who wants to live a life of purpose and financial freedom. The value of discipline in managing one's finances is a topic that is often overlooked. But I'm here to tell you that it's one of the most crucial aspects of achieving success and making a positive impact in the world. As you may know, I come from a wealthy family, and I've had the privilege of inheriting a vast fortune. However, I've also learned that having a lot of money doesn't necessarily mean that you're financially free. In fact, it's quite the opposite. When you have a lot of money, you have a lot of responsibilities. And if you're not careful, you can easily lose track of your finances and end up in a situation that's more stressful than liberating. That's why I've always been very mindful of how I manage my finances. I've learned to be disciplined and responsible with my money, and I've made it a point to use my wealth to make a positive impact in the world. Whether it's through my work as a crime fighter or through my philanthropic efforts, I've always tried to use my resources to make a difference. Now I know that not everyone is in the same situation as me. You may not have a vast fortune at your disposal, but that doesn't mean that you can't apply the same principles of discipline and responsibility to your own finances. In fact, it's even more important for you to be mindful of your finances, because every dollar counts. So, how do I manage my finances, you ask? Well, it's quite simple, really. I make a budget, and I stick to it. I prioritize my spending, and I make sure that I'm not wasting money on things that aren't essential. I also invest my money wisely, and I've learned to be patient and disciplined when it comes to my investments. But it's not just about the money. It's about the values and principles that guide my decisions. I believe in living below my means, and I've learned to be content with what I have. I don't feel the need to keep up with the latest trends or to buy the most expensive things. In fact, I've found that the simpler my life is, the more peaceful and fulfilling it is. Now, I know that this may sound easy for me to say, because I have a lot of money. But the truth is, it's not just about the money. It's about the mindset and the discipline that you bring to your finances. Anyone can learn to manage their finances effectively, regardless of how much money they have. The key is to start small and to be consistent. Make a budget, track your spending, and prioritize your needs over your wants. Don't be afraid to say no to things that don't align with your values and goals. And always keep the long term in mind. Remember, financial freedom is not just about having a lot of money. It's about having the freedom to pursue your passions and to live a life that truly reflects your values. As I've learned from my experience, the power of compound interest can be a game changer. When you start saving and investing early, you can watch your money grow exponentially over time. It's like a snowball rolling down a hill, gaining momentum and size as it goes. And the sooner you start, the more time your money has to grow. But it's not just about saving and investing. It's also about being mindful of your spending habits. Do you really need that new gadget or luxury item? Or can you live without it? Are there things that you can cut back on or eliminate altogether? The truth is, most people can find ways to reduce their spending and save more money if they just take the time to look at their budget and be honest with themselves. Another important thing to consider is the importance of emergency funds. Life is full of unexpected twists and turns, and having a safety net in place can be a huge source of comfort and security. Whether it's a medical emergency, a car breakdown, or a sudden loss of income, having some money set aside can help you weather the storm and get back on your feet. Now, I want to share with you a personal story that illustrates the importance of discipline in managing one's finances. When I first started out as a crime fighter, I had to be very careful with my resources. I didn't have a lot of money, and I had to make sure that I was using it wisely. I had to prioritize my spending, and I had to be very disciplined when it came to my investments. But as time went on and my wealth grew, I found that it became easier to get complacent and to lose track of my finances. I started to take things for granted, and I found myself spending money on things that weren't essential. But then I realized that I was making a mistake. I was wasting my resources, and I was losing sight of what was truly important. So I took a step back, and I reevaluated my priorities. I made a new budget, and I started to be more mindful of my spending. I invested my money wisely, and I made sure that I was using my resources to make a positive impact in the world. And you know what? It made all the difference. I felt more grounded, more focused, and more at peace. I knew that I was using my wealth to make a difference, and that gave me a sense of purpose and fulfillment that I had never felt before. And that's what I want for you, my young friend. I want you to feel that sense of purpose and fulfillment, and I want you to know that it's within your reach. So, let's sum it up. The key to financial freedom is discipline, responsibility, and a clear sense of purpose. It's about living below your means, investing wisely, and being mindful of your spending habits. It's about being patient, persistent, and persevering. And most importantly, it's about using your resources to make a positive impact in the world. As I always say, a good plan violently executed now is better than a perfect plan next week. So, don't wait any longer to take control of your finances. Start out today and watch your life transform in ways you never thought possible. And if you feel this talk helpful, don't forget like and subscribe. And if you want to be a more grateful person, you can donate on the Patreon account. Link on description. See you soon, friend.